Good evening, Seawolves. Welcome to Stony Brook Media Group's Hofstra versus Stony Brook men's basketball game live pregame show. I'm Ashley Nunez.
And I'm Richard Bolden. Tonight's game is monumental in the budding rivalry between Hofstra and Stony Brook. Last week's women's basketball team led us to victory against Hofstra.
Hopefully our men's team will be just as fortunate today.
Let's take a look at last week's women's basketball stats. Number 4, Anastasia Warren made a total of 14 points with 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. She went 8 for 8 from the free throw line.
Essentially all the shots she made, they got in. Dai Allman scored 12 points with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. She shot 2 for 3 from the free throw line.
Whew, Jesus. Number 22, Sharice Pittman scored 13 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and went 3 for 4 from the free throw line. It's safe to say these women left it all on the court.
Daniella Rodriguez is at the Island Federal Arena where things are just starting to heat up. Daniela, what's the atmosphere like in there?
Thanks, Ashley and Richard. I'm over here at Island Federal Arena, and right behind me, we can see our Stony Brook Seawolves on the court preparing for tonight's game. Over here to my left, you can see the marching band, and this is a big one because this is a redemption game. Alrighty, so Hofstra beat our Stony Brook Seawolves just 2 weeks ago at a final score of 79-58. But guys, don't lose any hope because there is still hope for tonight's game. Why don't we take a look at the CAA men's basketball standings? Alrighty, in first place we have Charleston. They are 14-2. Second, we have Hofstra, who is playing tonight, also 14-2. Third, we have the University of North Carolina Wilmington, 11-4. Fourth, we have Towson, 10-5. And in seventh, we have our Stony Brook Seawolves, currently 6-9. This is a big game, guys. Don't you forget. Say it with me. We got to share a Seawolves pride. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, that's enough for me, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. Back to you guys in the studio.
Athletics has a lot to prove this season, especially as new members of the Colonial Athletic Association.
I think our reporter Brittany Deitz sat down with Stony Brook's Director of Athletics, Sean Hillebron, to discuss what's in store for us this season. So, Brittany Deitz.
It's your first year in a new conference, the Colonial Athletic Association, and what were some difficulties you might have faced?
Well, I think, it's when you're taking a step up in competition, the success that we've been accustomed to, it's going to be a little more difficult to come by. So we've got to compete, we've got to stay positive in those moments. And I think from a travel perspective, in the old conference, we were taking buses everywhere. Now we're on flights, which brings a little higher price tag to it. So learning some of these travel operations and being as efficient as possible. But overall, it's been a huge positive for the department.
Yeah, and what are some highlights maybe this past year?
Yeah, as I mentioned, men's cross country winning the first CAA championship was great. Women's soccer making the postseason tournament. And I think for our student athletes, just the opportunity to travel to new campuses, some new facilities, and for us, we've seen the benefit in recruiting. We're able to recruit a higher caliber of student athlete, not just athletically, but also academically, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and the basketball teams are in their first year in the CAA. And how do you feel about the men's performances so far?
Well, the men, it's been an unbelievable year with injuries. When you start the year losing your projected starting point guard, your projected 2 guard. We have 5 guys sitting on the bench who really could help our team right now. But I'm proud of the guys who are playing. When you have only, for most of the year, 8 healthy scholarship players, that's a real difficult road to hoe. But they've stayed the course, they're staying positive. The wins have not come, and then that's clearly a result of the injuries and the lack of depth. But I really believe we're setting the stage for one of the greatest comeback stories next year with this men's basketball team with all these guys coming back healthy.
Yeah, and now being part of the CAA, we have a Long Island rival. Hofstra
Yes.
is a well-oiled machine. Yeah, is there anything about it that makes you nervous?
No, it's just I want it to be something that our student athletes take tremendous pride in when they play Hofstra, and for our alums to really get energized by it. And it's what makes college sports great, the rivalries. And with Hofstra, we look forward to building that over the years. And there will come a point where playing them for a conference championship, and that's going to be really fun.
We're minutes out from the big game, and Stony Brook Media Group just received the projected starting lineup.
Number 2, Frankie Policelli. Number 10, Kane Roberts. Number 11, Tanash Petway. Number 14, Tyler Stevenson Moore. Number 34, Rocco Muratori.
And the starting lineup for the Hofstra men's team is number 1, Aaron Estrada. Number 11, Jaquan Carlos. Number 23, Tyler Thomas. Number 32, Nelson Bocci. And number 55, Darlin Stone Dubar. Let's turn to Daniella Rodriguez, where she is live at the stadium. At the Island Federal, Vice President of Marketing Chris Murray talk about a very special distinction being received at tonight's game. Daniela?
Thanks, Ashley and Richard. I'm still here at Island Federal Arena, but this time I'm with lifelong Seawolf Chris Murray. Chris, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Danielle. Thank you, guys.
All right, tell me a little bit about your time working with athletics, because I know you were with them for a while.
I was. So I got my start as an intern my sophomore year. My roommate was a business major, worked in marketing here. I needed a part-time job. He said, come to football games tomorrow, I'll get you a job. It's great, you know, a few bucks an hour here and there.
Right.
What am I going to do? Like give out popcorn? Yeah, something like that. So I show up Saturday morning, they go, here you go. And it was the mascot suit. I was like, Frank, you didn't tell me I'll be doing this. I don't know about this. I tried it for one game and I fell in love. I'm a huge sports fan. So I looked at it as, wait a second, I get to go to the games, I get to be on the field, and you're gonna pay me? And I was hooked ever since. So I interned, I was a graduate assistant, and then for about 10 years, I was the marketing director here at Stony Brook.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah.
So how do you identify yourself with Wolfie, our favorite mascot ever?
You know, Wolfie's interesting. I got to be Wolfie for 3 years, but you kind of develop what I call a Peter Parker complex. I'm in the suit walking around, and I'm the coolest guy in campus. High fives, autographs, photos. I take the suit off, and I'm a regular student. So it's kind of had like that dichotomy of, wait a second, what's going on here? But probably some of the best memories I have was homecoming football games, going to away games in football and basketball games. And it was an awesome experience. So yeah.
You're a legend here.
Wolfie's a legend. That was the man behind the mask.
Right. And tell me a little bit about how you've seen our Seawolf athletics change from when you were a student working in athletics to now. Tell me a little bit about that.
So our first basketball season was here in the old arena. So prior to the $21 million renovation, wooden pull-out bleachers, broken cables, it was rough. First season we had here, I think the teams went 3-27. We had no fans. We had to get the coach's son to do the halftime conference. We couldn't get enough fans here. Yeah. It was sad, sorry. And then Steve Peichel, who's one of the best men I've ever known in the world, he built the basketball program here on the men's side, and now he's at Rutgers. He turned the whole thing around and put a spark plug, not just on campus, but the entire Suffolk County community bought in.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 8 years later, we're in the NCAA tournament. We're selling out games in this new, beautiful facility. It's been a true night and day difference, and it was so cool to be a part of it, just watch it all grow around me.
Yeah, for sure. And you haven't left your Seawolf life behind. You're still with us. You're now at Island Federal Arena. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I'm with Island Federal Credit Union now. They're the title sponsor here. They're the official banking partner on campus here. An amazing organization. They provide banking services to anybody, business, personal, throughout Nassau and Suffolk County. Obviously, we're very tied to the school. Right. And what we love about Stony Brook the most is the ability for upward mobility. Wherever you come from when you come to Stony Brook, the opportunities are there for you to be who you want to be. And that's our mentality as well. Come to Island Federal, credit questions, mortgage loans, bankruptcy, we can always help you find a way to do that. Tonight's a very important night as well, as it's the Children's Hospital night. We're huge partners of the Children's Hospital. We're also very tied to the Ronald McDonald House as well, an amazing organization. So every game here, we do the wave, the Island Federal wave around the arena. Each time that wave goes around, we pledge $100 to build a new Ronald McDonald House right next to the Children's Hospital. Tonight you got to pay up. So tonight we got a check for $5,800. A smaller way to get it going there, but the project's amazing. The work they do to help families with sick kids is incredible. So we're so honored to be a partner of both the Children's Hospital and Ronald McDonald House.
That is such an amazing honor for Island Federal and for you to be a part of that as Seawolf alumni and all of that stuff. All right, we see the Seawolf fans trickling in.
Anytime.
What do you think about tonight's game? Are we going to win, or what's going on tonight?
You know, it's going to be tight. Hofstra's got some good talent out there, but I know we were a little hurt. We got hot tonight. If we can get Tyler Stevenson, Moore, and Policelli hitting some shots early, getting those guys some confidence, anything's possible tonight. So.
All right, you guys heard it here first. We have a chance to win tonight. Thanks, Chris, so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Go Seawolves.
We'll see you guys later. I'm throwing it back to you guys in the studio.
Now, Ash, let me tell you something about our Seawolves fans. One thing about our fans is that they know when our home games roll around, there's always someone special you can count on seeing.
Who's that?
Wolfie, of course. Stony Brook Media Group's Catherine Pochachi explores our favorite mascot's impact on Stony Brook sports.
Of all the Seawolves who support athletics here at Stony Brook University, there is one in particular that stands out. Wolfie. Wolfie has been Stony Brook's mascot for 28 years and has been touching hearts for just as long. We asked students and fans what Wolfie means to them.
Wolfie to me means school spirit, like school pride. That's also why I joined the marching band, is because we're big on school spirit.
I really like Wolfie because he showed amazing spirit in every game, every other game. He brings people up. He makes everyone put a smile on my face like me.
To me, Wolfie means diversity and friendship. As you can tell, I made a lot of friends in color guard, just as Chelsea.
So I've been a season ticket holder for quite a few years, and we always enjoy seeing Wolfie, but we'd like to see more of him.
Wolfie has a spirit squad that goes around with him to the various events he attends, and I got to speak to the spirit squad manager about how it is working with Wolfie.
What does being on Wolfie's team mean to you?
It's really helped me get more involved with the campus community. I get to hang out with Wolfie and see all the cool events he goes to, and coming out of COVID, because I'm a junior, it really helped me to be more involved with the community.
Awesome. And what got, well, I guess that kind of answers part of the question, but why did you decide to get involved in the first place?
Well, I hadn't really done much on campus because of COVID, and I was looking for interesting things that I could do when I came back in 2021. And working with Wolfie came up my email, so I decided to apply, and here I am.
As the Stony Brook's basketball teams are gearing up for what can possibly become a rivalry against Hofstra, I talked to the mascot himself about the game that's coming up.
So Wolfie, are you hyped up for being in the same conference as Hofstra for the first time? And what do you know? Do you know anything about Willie, the Hofstra mascot? Do you think this is going to lead to a rivalry?
I also talked to Willie the Lion from Hofstra, who more or less spoke on the matter.
Willie, this is our first time Stony Brook versus Hofstra for both men in the same conference ever, I think. So what are your thoughts? Are you excited? Do you think this will lead to a rivalry between Hofstra and Stony Brook?
You're rooting for Hofstra?
For Stony Brook Media Group, this is Catherine Prakachi.
Thank you, Kat. Winning the 2022 SUNY Mascot Madness definitely puts Wolfie at a legendary status. As the game is just moments away, here are the players to look out for tonight.
Some star players are number 2, Frankie Policelli, number 15, Miguel Ayaja.
00 Anders Nelson and number 24, Chris Mullins, who played exceptionally in their last game against William & Mary.
But make sure to keep your eye on number 34, Rocco Merturi, number 14, Tyler Stevenson Moore, and number 10, Kane Roberts, just to name a few.
As for Hofstra, guard Aaron Estrada thus far this season has an average of 20.9 points per game. Tonight we're on the lookout for Keenan Fitzmaurice. He's thriving in his new role as sixth man. We're also looking out for Tanaj Petway, who averaged 17 points per game in his last 2 games.
Whew. He was balling, huh?
Yeah, that was a little wild.
For real. Well, that's all for tonight. Good luck to our Seawolves out there on the court.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight and enjoy the rest of the weekend.